Hey, what's up people? It is Reaper here, and today I'm coming in with a video I've been wanting to make since I started this channel, and that is, I'm boycotting COD. So, why am I boycotting COD? Well, there's a lot of reasons that go into it, and keep in mind, this is coming from a place of someone who loves the COD series. I mean, I've been playing since Modern Warfare 2, and that game came out in like 2009. So I've been playing for years, over a decade, right? I grew up with this game. I love it to death. But the recent way they've been doing the series, I'm just not buying it anymore. I'm sick of what they're doing. And admittedly, I am more of a fan of zombies, so that kind of contributes into why I won't be buying Modern Warfare 2, and that's meaning the Modern Warfare 2 that's coming out this year. By the way, they should come up with new names because it's kind of ridiculous that there's two Modern Warfare 2s and two Modern Warfares, but not the point. Anywho, yeah, I am more of a zombies fan, and when I started this, or had the idea to start this channel, I should say, I originally wanted to be a zombies YouTuber, but then zombies died. It's so dead at this point that I can't justify making a channel on it, which is so sad to me because I would love for COD to produce another great zombies experience so I can do what I want, but they're not providing. I mean, I have some Cold War gameplay going in this video, and Cold War was kind of good, but it wasn't the best. I mean, it's no Black Ops 3 by any means. But, yeah, and plus it's old at this point. I can't do anything with it. So, what exactly makes COD so bad? I mean, I've been slandering it for the past 2 minutes, but what exactly makes it so bad? First of all, it's the sloppy condition that the games come out in. I mean, a lot of these games come out and they're halfway done, and you can tell it's either slightly buggy or there's not enough content in the game. And one thing I'll give them kudos to is that they're making DLC free nowadays. But it seems like because of that, they're just cutting chunks of the game out that we normally get. I mean, we used to always get, I think it was 16 multiplayer maps at launch, right? Recent games, we've had some where I think COD World War II had like 9. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, like I said, they've been adding that later in, but those are things that should be there at launch. And DLC should be additions to what is a gigantic base game, not supplementing what you lack. You know what I mean? Like, I understand it's free, so they don't have to give us as much, and I'm cool with that. I'd prefer less DLC for free than more DLC for paid. That's just me, though. I don't like to spend too much money in games. You guys know this. But the thing that gets me is they don't seem to care, because they get sales every year. This last year, Vanguard was hated on so much, it actually became a meme, and I'm pretty sure that's the only reason that it wasn't the top selling game of the year, because almost every other year the top selling game has been whatever COD happened to come out that year. Last year it got beat out by Elden Ring. Now, besides the sloppiness, I think the main thing that makes me just not want to play anymore is skill-based matchmaking. I mean, I'm not going to go too far into this topic because it's been done to death in countless YouTube videos. However, I do want to touch on it. Now, if you're someone who doesn't know what it is, basically what it does is it tracks your data and how you're doing across your games, and then they adjust what players they group you with based on how good you are at playing the game. Now, that might sound fine and dandy, but it's actually not, because for one, you can't have games that last longer than more than one game, right? So in other words, there's no rematches, there's no competitiveness, there's no arguing with the other team like in the old COD days when you just slander each other for the 5 minutes, or not 5, however long it took for the game to start again, and then you'd go back at it and you'd fight each other. And then if you were even more upset because maybe you lost the first time but then you won the second time, but then he wanted to rematch that, I mean, you could just do these endlessly, and it was so fun being able to sit in a lobby and have someone be your competitor. That no longer exists. As soon as the first game is done, you get auto kicked out of the lobby and they put you in a new lobby based on your skill level. Also, it makes it so that everyone you're playing against is constantly right as good as you. And if you start to have a really good game, guess what? Next game you're going to have a terrible game because they're going to put you in a lobby with harder people. Okay, they put you in a harder match, so now you do bad, and guess what? They put you with noobs. It's not fun. It's the same cycle every 2 games. You either do really good or you do really bad. And then the games that follow are just like that. I'd prefer randomness. It makes it more enjoyable to hop back into the game. And the only reason that they're doing this is to cater towards the noobs. And their only reason they're catering towards noobs is because then they have a larger audience of people who are going to buy the game and are going to spend money on in-game purchases like cosmetics. From a business standpoint, this is a good idea, but this is why I'm boycotting it personally. I hate this as a player, and as a consumer, I'm not willing to keep buying a game that I don't like. So I'm fed up and I'm done. Skill-based matchmaking is the main reason I won't buy another COD. If they change this, then I would be happy to overlook some of the other problems, but skill-based matchmaking is their main issue. And as a community, as consumers, it's up to us to stand up when a company does this kind of stuff. Additionally, this whole mindset of the developers and company needs to pander towards the noob audience. I'd like to look at Fortnite as a popular game that did this. Back when Fortnite was new, I'm talking the original Season 1, 2, and 3, everybody and their brother was playing Fortnite. I mean, it was the only game anybody was streaming. YouTube was overpacked with Fortnite YouTubers and streamers. Ninja blew up. All this stuff, right? It was a great time for gaming. Everybody was collectively playing the same thing. Even non-gamers that I knew started to get into just Fortnite. It was actually pretty cool. But now Fortnite's associated with cringe, and they did it to themselves, because I think the main reason Fortnite failed is A, they tried to add too much nonsensical stuff. I think of Season 4 and those jump crystals. And B, they catered towards the noobs too hard, and I think this is the bigger killing factor. The catering towards noobs is not a good business standpoint, because basically it means anybody who invests a lot of time and gets good at the game is now being punished. I think of things like you could look through the wall if you edited the wall in a certain way, right? Or I think of the limit that they put on having rockets in your inventory. You could only start carrying like, I think 7, and it used to be like 20. Those numbers might be wrong. I haven't played Fortnite in ages. But my point is, they kept making all these changes to protect the noobs, protect the little kids who have never played a video game before. And that's great. Now that's all their audience is. And guess what? That's why Fortnite's associated with being cringe. They catered towards the noobs, in other words, the little kids. And now the game is played exclusively by 12-year-olds. It's no longer fun. And that's exactly what's going to happen to COD. I understand it's rated M for mature, but let's be honest, whoever waits until they're 17 to play an M for mature game? It doesn't happen ever. I think most people nowadays didn't grow up that way, and it'll continue to be that way. So don't think COD's immune to becoming the face of cringe gaming eventually. It just has a slower burn. And the thing I want to put out there too is I'm not just boycotting Modern Warfare 2. I plan to boycott all things unless they can pick up their game. The only way I can see this happening is if they actually make a solid zombies content. Because that's the thing, is Vanguard had terrible zombies, and I was thinking of buying it just for the zombies, but then I saw that it was terrible and chose not to buy it. Cold War, wasn't planning on buying it, but I actually liked the zombies a little bit, enough to buy it. I didn't buy Modern Warfare 2019. I had a game shared with me, so I played it for about a month and got bored. And then before that, you had World War II. Their zombies was boring. I stopped playing their game eventually. For me, the thing that can save the Call of Duty game for me is if the zombies is good. So admittedly, I will buy the game if I think the zombies is good enough to keep me intrigued for a while. But don't get me wrong, I also like multiplayer. I would love for multiplayer to be good, but I don't think we've had a good multiplayer since as far back as probably Black Ops 2. Yeah, honestly, I think that was the last time I genuinely enjoyed playing multiplayer. Notice how skill-based matchmaking wasn't in that game. Notice how the Pick 10 system was a part of that game, and it was an awesome new innovation. Black Ops 2 was just COD when it was firing on all cylinders, and it is my personal favorite Call of Duty of all time. One of the other things I want to address is COD's life cycle is allegedly being extended. Now, this happened when Microsoft acquired Activision, and now they're talking about making each Call of Duty 2 years instead of just 1. I don't know how accurate that's going to be. We're going to have to wait and see if they actually go through with it or not, but that's the plan. The thing is, most Call of Duty hype cycles, when it comes to like actual players online and people getting excited for it, last about a month after release. It used to last the entire COD game back when COD was good, i.e. Black Ops 2, but now it's like a month. I guarantee you, if you think COD is good right now, flag, pin, or save this video somewhere, come back in 1 month and let me know how accurate I am. I guarantee you, nobody's going to be as hyped about the game because they're all going to start getting sick of it. And the thing that concerns me with this new game is if the COD really does last 2 years, what are they going to do for that extra year when there's not a new game to do anything with? I mean, people are going to get bored, but like double what they usually are. I don't know how that's going to play out, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess. The other thing I want to address is I have played a little bit of the beta. I didn't buy the game. I just played it at a friend's house, right? I was not impressed. First of all, me personally, I don't like tactical sprint, but I can take it or leave it. That doesn't really affect the game too much for me. For me, the big part is, one, why is the minimap just tiny? Like, you can't see a thing on it. And two, why are players no longer showing up on the minimap? I mean, if that isn't the biggest selling point that COD is in the dumpster, I don't know what is. Silencers no longer do anything? What? That makes no sense. I don't know what the devs are thinking, but I know from watching a prestigious key video that they're pretty adamant about not changing that feature. And then also dead silence being a field upgrade is just complete bogus. I don't know. This game just... And then, oh, don't even get me started on the perk packages. Oh my lord. What a terrible idea. I don't know why they always try to reinvent the wheel. When you are making a new COD, just stick to what works and change minor things that'll make the game feel fresh and not like the last entry, but still like a Call of Duty game. I mean, and their thought process isn't even, will this be good and enjoyable for the player? It's literally just, is this something we've done before? No? Cool, let's chuck it in the game. Like, that is so sloppy, dude. I just can't with COD. But now I want to come in with the real reason I made this video today. I see so many content creators on YouTube and other places talking about, oh, I hate this feature of COD. Oh, like, COD hasn't been good since whenever they think the last COD game was. Whatever. But what I never see is any action being done to prevent this. And you're probably saying, okay, well, what can we do? We're not the ones who make the game. We voice our opinions all the time. Here's what you can do. Join me. Boycott COD. I'm being serious. Why are you still buying this game? I mean, if you like it, hats off to you. I'm not going to tell you what you should and shouldn't like. That's not who I'm getting to here. The people I'm getting to here are the ones who know that within a month they're going to drop the COD, or maybe before the month is even over. Or maybe they play 2 or 3 months but eventually get sick of it. I mean, guys, break the cycle. Stop letting Activision get away with this BS. It's not a fun time to be a COD fan right now because Activision is just actively pandering against their entire community who have been around as long as I have, and some even longer. Some people have been playing since COD 4. I didn't play that one. I played Modern Warfare 2 as my first COD. My point is, if we want COD to go back to being good, our only choice is to stop buying it. We have to stop telling Activision, hey, we don't care what you put out, we'll buy it anyways, because that mindset is how we've gotten to where we are right now. If more of us start actively boycotting the game, stop giving them our money, they will be forced to change. Otherwise, they'll go out of business. Maybe not out of business, but they'll lose so much sales to where it's no longer financially viable to keep doing what they're doing, right? And the main thing, too, is, again, skill-based matchmaking. I know for a fact that every diehard COD fan doesn't like this. And you can say, well, I don't think it's that bad this year. And that's fine, but have you ever actually enjoyed skill-based matchmaking? I mean, just think about that. I've never met a single person who said, yeah, COD is better off with skill-based matchmaking. Nobody's ever said that to me. You know why? All they say is, oh, I don't really notice it, or oh, it's not that big of a deal. That's people tolerating it. We are buying a video game for our entertainment and our entertainment alone. Why are we tolerating anything? I mean, would you buy a separate video game with a different brand name if you hated playing it? I mean, think if they came out with a new first-person shooter and it had all the same problems as current COD, but it just wasn't called Call of Duty. Would you still buy that game? Probably not, because you don't have any brand recognition with the title, and even if it ran and played the exact same way as this COD, because it's not called Call of Duty, you wouldn't buy it because you'd realize just how bad it is. Basically, guys, what I'm trying to get at is, if you're like me and you're not enjoying these games, do something about it, man. Stop giving in to Activision's nonsense. Boycott them, please. And if you disagree, respectfully, let me know why in the comments below. I mean, if you like the game, I'm not here to rain on your parade, bro. If you like it, awesome. Hats off to you. I wish I could enjoy it. I don't like not buying the new COD. I mean, I always looked forward to purchasing the new one every year, but unfortunately, I just can't keep doing that because I'm tired of supporting decisions I don't agree with. But with that being said, I'm going to end the video here. If you guys liked what you saw, please drop a like on the video. It takes 2 seconds for you, but it can really help my channel grow. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.